Hello girls, we are going to be doing a life during lockdown project, and I wanted you to show me a picture of what you think school looks like during break time. And what we will be learning about with this picture is foreground, middle ground, and background. If you ever look at a camera and you're really close to the camera, you're going to appear really, really big. But if you're far away and you're taking a picture of somebody playing hockey and they're really, really far away, they're going to look really small when you take a picture of them. Now, sometimes if you're up on Table Mountain or Lion's Head and you look down, people look like little ants. And that's because when you're far away, things appear smaller. And when you're closer, they appear bigger. You can see in my picture, I started with a zigzag border. You know I love borders. And you can see in my border, I've contrasted black and white, which means you can see that there is a big difference between the black and the white. It isn't all one same color. You can definitely see that the black is very strong and the white is pure white. I've then done 3 different levels. You can see the front level had a little bit of a hump. The middle level, I drew some lines going across, and the back level, I did some dots on them. Now, I also drew a little school in the background and teeny tiny little stick figures that are very small because those are people that are far away, so they appear small. What I'm going to ask you to do next is to then color in your picture. If you have used pencil, I'm going to ask you to outline with a black pen or a fine liner, or if you have a marker, black cookie or a permanent marker, they would be perfect. And then you're going to add color into your background. You can see I've left my border black and white and added color into each layer and into my building in the background. If you are using cookies, make sure to not leave any white spaces when you're coloring in. And if you're using pencil crayons, please press hard to make sure the color is nice and bold. You will then take a second page of paper where you will be drawing 3 types of girls. Now remember, life during lockdown looks very different to our life before coronavirus. We all wear masks and visors if we go out. So when you're thinking of adding the girls in the playground, or if you are working from home, maybe you're going to draw your family out in the garden, I want you to think of drawing 3 different sized people. The first, if you look at the first row, I've drawn quite small little girls, and you might only do 2 or 3 or 4 people depending on how many people you want to fit into the back row where our school would be. The next row in the middle, those are medium-sized people, and then finally if you look at the bottom just underneath the flower, you can see that those girls are a bit bigger. Obviously they are not too big for the page, but they are probably about the size of my pointing finger up to my knuckle, I would say, if we're using something for scale. Once you've drawn your different girls, and maybe you only draw 2 from each size, you can then start coloring them in, and you can bubble cut them out. You can see I have already bubble cut some of them out. I even included a big flower that I wanted to go in my picture in the foreground, which would be the first layer. Okay, like I said earlier, you might only do 2 girls for each layer. You can see my back layer, which is the red layer. I put my small girls because they are the furthest away. Then in my yellow layer, I put my medium-sized girls because they are probably in the middle ground. And then the bigger girls I put in the blue layer, which is right in the front, in the foreground. And they are a bit bigger. You might want to do 2 girls in each sizing and then play around with them and position where you want to put them. You can see I also added a big flower for the front of my picture. Once you are happy with where you are going to put them, you can then stick them down and add some color. When you add color to your different girls, please remember we all don't just have the same skin color. Some people have darker skin tones, some people have lighter skin tones, and you can always mix different colors over each other to make sure that everybody looks different. I have used lots of different pencil crayons to create different skin colors in my girls, because remember, it's boring to be the same, and we are all different, and that's what makes us special. I hope you enjoyed doing this project. Please feel free to send me pictures of your completed work. If you only get up to the background, you are welcome to bring your artworks along and we can work on the different elements that we are going to add into the background, and we can do that next week together. I hope you had fun today, and I can't wait to see your lockdown lives. Bye!